us are working on finding a new director for the Ella Sharp Museum. We have board member Ashley Wellman, and from Executive Search and Coaching, Tony Hollow. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having
Hi, Bart.
us.
Thank you.
Ashley is probably familiar to many of our viewers as Ashley Esseling, but Ashley's a newlywed. Congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah.
Yes. And Tony's familiar to our viewers as several other things, including Big Brothers Big Sisters director, but you've also, over these past few years, had a search firm.
Yes, we have, and we've been on before for a couple of key positions in the community, and this is certainly one of them at Ella Sharp.
Okay, so we have an opening, museum director, local art and history museum. What's the thinking about trying to find someone local for this position? Is that part of your requirements?
We have had, I'll take this one.
Yeah, go ahead.
We've had some discussions, certainly with the board. They are our boss. And I think we have done a previous search for them not so long ago. I mean, we'll put it out there for sure. And we are seeing a step up in the demand to try to focus on local talent and making sure that through venues like this, Bart, that we get the word out to our local stars so that they are able, if they have the experience and they have the interest, we would really, through the board, would really like to go local this time. We're not limiting our search to that, of course. I think that would be negligence on everyone's part. But for other searches, I'm sure that you have been made aware of, there's international, national type of communications. We're not there with this one. We're much more local with a little bit of a light given at the state level as well.
Yeah, so, and I can think of, in past years, in a position like this, there were requirements that you have to have a master's in library science
Yep.
and a doctorate and,
Yes.
those kinds of things that, there's not a big a pool of people with those kinds of qualifications. So,
That's correct.
Ashley, what are you looking for in a new museum director?
Yeah, I mean, first and foremost, the Ella Sharp Museum is for the community, right? And so we're looking for someone that can, serve the museum members, of course, but the community as a whole. Someone that knows our community, loves our community, is involved in our community, right? And, is able to host the events and bring the exhibits that our community wants to see. So, we're just looking for someone that's as excited about the future of the museum as we are, and passionate about that, and really looking to serve our members in our community.
Well, it seems like the community feels that the museum is on and has been on a good path the last few years, coming out of COVID, bringing back things like the Sugaring and Sharing, the Fall Harvest Festival, Christmas activities, more exhibits. The board must have some ownership of that as well, but confidence that that is something you want to continue.
Yeah, I mean, we've had a great last year. It's been, with all of the classes returning and festivals returning, Art, Beer, and Wine happening again this year. And, we're so excited to see all of those things coupled with some really great exhibits. I mean, we've got, we opened the year with dinosaurs, which was hugely popular, broke attendance records at the museum. And so that was really exciting. And there's another really cool hands-on exhibit there right now, all about motion and bicycles and wheels and mechanics. It's called Gears. So so we're really excited about that, and just continuing down that path, and really making the museum a community hub, and serving our members. Yeah.
And those programs and services are definitely a plus, and what Ella has become known for and counted on by the community. But both of you bring up a great point. The continuation of those things can't happen without a strong staff.
Right.
That is something Ella is proud of, and the board is certain that I would say, would lead the search entirely in regards to what they're looking for. Someone to support that staff.
Yes,
And
absolutely.
that leadership capacity, that leadership drive, leadership experience is a key factor for what we are looking for in this search. Superintendents find that with their staff, CEOs find it with their employees. They got a great team over there. We just need someone to direct and to lead and collaborate with.
Yeah, I mean, I think I would hazard a guess that the community has no idea how small but mighty that Ella Sharp staff is that we have right now, and you know, their knowledge is tremendous, their experience is vast, and first and foremost, you know, supporting them so they can support and serve the community.
Good,
Certainly.
yes.
So anyone that's hiring knows it's challenging times. Is a position like this, is the pool of candidates vast, or are you having to look hard and between crooks and crannies?
I think preliminary indications are positive that we've had a number, Linda, Bryan, and I have had a number of calls already, email as well. So I think we're going to be in good shape, Bart, because it's unique, and there's a lot of people that want to see this be a successful, have a successful ending. So we're excited about it.
Yeah, I think as the board and probably staff and the community would like to have someone that's going to be there for more than a couple of years, and for the past 10, we've had a revolving.
Yeah.
What about fundraising? Is that part of the job?
Certainly, that's, you know, one of the biggest parts of the job, and you know, figuring out how we can get those funds, and that, you know, the museum is hugely supported by donors, obviously, and you know, members and those fees, and the museum actually just recently hired a grant writer as well, and so now we're really kind of pushing into that territory more so than ever. So, but that's a huge part of that job, right? And that's one of the ways that the new director will support their staff, right? Is with funds to do all the fun things that the staff comes up with. So.
What do you ask applicants for? Are they being asked to give you a vision of what they see their role will be at the museum, maybe their ideas for growth or expansion or programming at the museum? Is that what you're expecting from applicants too?
Absolutely. The process for application, Bart, is on the website. We do ask for that. We get into much more detail about what their vision is as the interview process narrows. And there's a tight deadline on this. So those ideas of what their vision is, what our vision is, what our mission is, needs to be looked at and responded back to us. I believe it's April 8th? August, I'm sorry, I'm wrong month. August, that Friday, and it's outlined. So we have the desire of the board is to get going, get moving on this, and be ready for the fall.
Oh wow! So that is a quick timeline.
Yeah.
So-
You know, there is no, you know, we are obviously hugely invested in finding just the right person, right? But it is a promise to the staff and certainly the community as well that we will move as expeditiously as possible to find, you know, the right person. And so we're asking a lot of these what are they? Applicants. That's the word. We're asking a lot of these applicants to, you know, really come in strong up front and, you know, show us what they got so that we can, you know, help our staff that we have at the museum currently, you know, get them the support that they need and the stability and everything.
ESC has a track record in Jackson. You've helped fill a number of positions.
We have, and most recently with Hannah Schauer at Dahlem She's been on the show.
Yeah.
And we wrapped that up just a month or so ago. And what a great find that has been. That's a great fit, very local. Worked in the area of science for the state and commuted, and now is all set at the Dahlem and gotten off to a tremendous start.
Ashley, does this opening give you, as a board, a chance to reformat what the director position is in any way?
We've certainly taken a larger look at that, right? And we've put a lot of time into, what the requirements of the job are going to be. But I think, the focus hasn't changed. The focus has always been the community. Of course, we always are looking for someone that can support the staff and whatnot. But one of the big key differences that we have this search this time around, as opposed to the previous search that we conducted, is we've got a tremendous board. And we actually just recently added several people to it, and every single one of those people we are very intentional about, invitations to join the board and getting people with a diverse skill set. We've got people with great leadership experience, we've got people with marketing experience, event experience, we've got financial experience. The skill and the knowledge that's there now is really going to help us pick out not only a great candidate with the help of Tony and Linda, but also just really supporting that new person and helping them find their feet and continuing to serve the community and the best interests of the museum.
Yeah, it really is a great staff right now from my standpoint.
Sure is.
And having a local focus, I think that's great. I remember maybe 10 years ago, there were people coming in from out of town, and one person said they were applying for it. They said, "Oh, this job, it comes with a house." Well, yes, it comes with a house, but you don't live in it. It's Ella's house.
Several houses, right?
It comes with a house.
Yeah.
No cable. All right, great to see you both. Thank you.
Thanks so much for having us.
Search executive from Executive Search and Coaching, Tony Hollow, and board member at the Ella Sharp Museum, Ashley Wellman.